Live on Facebook.
Yes.
Okay, welcome everyone, welcome. So we have 1 more minute to go of our title today, How to Surf and Ride Through This Wave. So this is a very interesting title that I feel that is very relevant at this time, at this moment. So if you are at home and if you still have friends and families are not in yet, do invite them at Coach Joshua Lee, and we will start very soon in 1 minute time. Okay, stay tuned. 1 more minute to go. Okay.
6 person online now.
All right. All right, welcome everyone, welcome. So while we are waiting for others to come in, all right, so it's 3 p.m. sharp, and we'd like to start this topic, a very interesting topic that we're going to discuss today, how to surf and ride through this wave. So today, this will be an insight to the Malaysia economy outlook, what will happen to the property market now. So if you are here with us live, do invite your friends and families who you feel and think that they would benefit from this topic, because I believe this is a very crucial topic for us Malaysians to leverage on the opportunity to grasp it and go full force and make it your year 2020 to excel. So let me give a very quick introduction about myself. I'm a property entrepreneur. So I have started in investing in properties since 2011. And to date, I have invested in more than 20 properties in the market worth more than 9 million. So I am a sub-sales expert, and over the years, I have helped about 100 students, personally coach them to invest using the Chi Triangle investment model. And at this juncture, I also advise them how to maximize their payment to the bank so that they can reduce the bank interest of up to 75%. So at this moment, I actually help people to restructuring the loan to make sure they pay less interest. Don't fall into the bank trap that keep on paying to the bank now without knowing how to create true wealth, so that you can finish paying the bank loan and you can be on your way to your financial freedom, creating true passive income. Now, enough about me today. Today, actually, I have invited a very important guest today. Her name is Amanda Leong. I first know Amanda more than 1 year ago. And what I feel about her is that she really knows what she's talking about in the Chinese metaphysics and in the Feng Shui world. Personally, I have also consulted her. And last year, she helps me to make a very important decision in my investment journey. I actually asked her to forecast for me what will be the investment or one of the deal that I invested into last year. So to my surprise, the investment advice that given by Amanda, right, helped me save 6 figures of investment. And her, I really salute her expertise, and she has more than 10 years experience. And one of her strengths is to help people to look at Feng Shui at residential house as well. So if you are here with us, come say hi to my friend, my business partner, and Amanda Leong. Let's give a round of applause. Yeah, welcome to our guest today, Amanda Leong. So Amanda Leong, say hi to our guest today.
Hi, thank you, Joshua, for the great introduction. It's my pleasure to be here with you this afternoon to share some of our insight about the economic condition and also the current situation here in Malaysia.
Yeah.
In fact, when my clients started to come for their annual consult last December itself, I have already preempted them that the economic condition this year will be worse than last year. They were very surprised because last year, a lot of people are already feeling the stress itself because it's already slow. But this year, apparently, it's going to be worse. And of course, most of them do not expect it to be as bad, right?
You're right again. So what you forecasted last year, right? It was right now again, based on the Chinese metaphysics. Oh, I'm just amazed, right? Because I already get to know you. You and I believe in energy. So can I ask your opinion, Amanda, right? Why do you think Feng Shui and all these parts and qi how do the old people manage to design this system? You know how they manage to do that and then forecast what happened to the world?
Well, actually, metaphysics itself is very much a science study, ancient science. It's just that along the way, it has been practiced or passed to some religious people who have mixed it up with some religious practice and rituals, whatnot. So, creating an impression that it is very much a Taoism religious kind of thing, but in actual fact, it is not. It is a very scientific method with formulas to do the calculation, to do the forecasting, whatnot. So basically, it is actually a science, put it that way.
So I'm just wondering, is it because the older people, right, they don't have all these distraction like Facebook, like iPad, all this stuff. So that's why they have a little bit of affinity with the natural. And when they study the moon, the star, and all those things, and that's why they get some alignment. Is that true? You know, sometimes I would think like that. No?
Well, if you are more sensitive to energy or spiritually, so basically you will be easily attuned more to receive the signals or the answers. I am lucky to say that I am very sensitive to energy. So I am talented in that nature. So when I pick up metaphysics, so naturally I'll be able to pick up the formulas and dissect it and understand and apply it very much easily compared to some of the people who take years to actually study. They may not still be able to understand the science or the reasons behind it.
Oh, okay, that's good. That means even when we want to study Chinese metaphysics, we need to have some inner talent. Is it? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, definitely. Talent is the keyword here. So in anything that we do, we are naturally have our own talents. This is where we actually can derive when we actually study the person's so-called Bazi chart that is from the date of birth. So when I do this kind of analysis or so-called the destiny analysis for my clients, I would advise them based on what are their inborn talents so that they will actually develop their skills accordingly. If you do not have that kind of talent, even though you want to pursue it, yes, you can, unless you are very, very hardworking to compensate the so-called natural talent. So you will need to put a lot more extra effort compared those who are naturally talented in or gifted in some ways. They will be able to pick it up naturally. That's how I look at it, or that's actually a fact, put it that way.
So you are saying that 八字, it actually helps to identify people's strength, is it? So that they can leverage on the strength to know exactly what they need to excel during this lifetime. Is that correct?
Correct. Besides the strength, not only the strength and the weakness, the talents. Everyone have their own talent. There's a Chinese saying that 天生我材必有用. That means everyone is gifted with a certain talent. It's just that somewhere along the line, some people discover them naturally. Some people, unfortunately, maybe they discover at the age of 60, it's a bit too late to make it as a profession then, you know. So it's a little bit pitiful in that sense. So it depends on when we discover it. The sooner you discover your talent, the better you are. I'm sure you are one of those very talented speakers. So you actually discover it very early. That's why you are one of a very good, younger, successful speaker for your age. Not everyone is that lucky in that sense, or perhaps, I'm not sure, you have been tipped off by certain people in your younger days. Have you?
Okay, now let me look at the my younger age. I think in my 20s, right, I always dream about becoming a speaker one day or even a trainer one day. That time I was still working in the bank. So there was one time that I went to study my own 八字, and I also realized what I wanted to do is align with what is mentioned in the 八字. So in the 八字, I was mentioned like 三官格, means in English it's called performing star. So is performing star something related to speaker as well, hurting officer, right? Yeah, so hurting officer is related to speaking on stage, performing on stage as well, right? That is a natural strength of this star, am I correct?
You are right, a natural speaker on the stage. So luckily you are tipped off at early age, therefore you make the switch at the early part, when it's not too late. If you were to do it at when you're 50, 60, I guess it's a little bit, you have wasted quite a lot of years then.
Yeah, no. And I believe a lot of Chinese parents, right, when we have our children, we also wanted to help our children to identify the strength so that we can mold them through their life journey, right, to discover their own strength and eventually who they want to become. So any advice for the Chinese parents out there, how they can, tap on the children's strength?
Now, some of my smarter clients, they actually did get me to do a consult or reading for the children in order to so-called discover their talents and help them to groom the children accordingly. In fact, I also have a profiling for success classes which are designed for these parents to help them actually discover the children's talents. Besides grooming them accordingly, to start them young, it also to help them manage the children, because every different profiles, they have their strength, weakness, and they are motivated by different factors, you see. Some people are naturally so-called motivated by money, but not all the cases, Some people, they enjoy their freedom. The time is important, or certain luxury things are important, or the ego or the image. So different people, the preference or the importance to them, what they emphasize are different. So you must know their profile accordingly. Besides to develop and groom them, it is also how to manage and motivate them accordingly.
I see. I think you're very right, I think things that motivate us is something very deep inside. Unless we sometimes, we tip off ourselves or sometimes realize ourselves. And I think 八字 will be able to help them to, discover the strength at a very early age, right? Am I correct? 八字 can be able to do so, right? I believe.
Yes, definitely. That is the first thing that I learned when I made the swap from corporate to so-called metaphysics at the age of 40. It's considered quite late, but it's actually a bold decision that I made when I actually quit from the corporate. I was at a crossroad. I was as a general manager of a multinational company. I was doing well, but I wasn't fulfilled. You get the point here. I wasn't fulfilled. I wasn't very happy with my work there. So I'm looking for a direction of what is that I really passionate about, that I want to do, that will give me some sense of fulfillment. That's when I actually started by taking up budget to actually look at what is a proper direction for me to go. So luckily, it's still not too late. And looking back, that is more than 10 years. No regret, honestly. So I'm doing no stopping from there, from the 八字, Feng Shui, 奇门遁甲 forecast and whatnot. I'm very fulfilled in what I'm doing now, honestly speaking.
Amanda, to tell the truth, right? Just by listening to you, I can really feel your passion. Even though we are all at home right now, I can feel your energy and passion. So I think passion is something important for us to. It's a motivation factor for people to do something, right? Is that right?
Yes, definitely. Because when you are passionate about what you are doing, you would definitely want to deliver the best. Because this is something which you take pride in doing, that give you a sense of fulfillment. Of course, besides the so-called, what we say, the energy exchange, which is the monetary return, but that is never the priority. Actually, that is additional. So the message which I'm trying to send across also now, especially in this kind of circumstances now, previously a lot of people are doing business for the sake of making more money. But eventually, in this kind of circumstances, are you able to really add value into people's life by providing the kind of services of business that you are doing now? If you are not, especially in this competitive environment now, you may be faced off. People will go for a business or service that they can see value in it.
True. Wow. By talking about that, right? Amanda just mentioned a very important point. So to help our, our audience to understand this point and to really drive it in, I would like those that are live with us right now, please type value, one word in the chat group right now. Whether you're coming from FB Live or whether you're coming from Zoom, do type out value, because this is a very important point, adding value to more people, like what Amanda mentioned. Now, you may be thinking of, right, why do we talk about all this value thing where we are supposed to talk about economy? In fact, later, once we talk about the economy, once we talk about the property market, now is the time to develop ourselves, and now is the time to add more value to more people so that you can earn more money. So if you're watching right now, type value in the chat box right now so that we know you are here with us. So for today, I'll just let you know, once we have finished our main agenda, we will also open to the floor for questions. Do ask us any questions about the economy and what can you do and all those things. And since we have Amanda here, we can also advise her to give us some very good advice, all right? So you can also ask me related to property market as well. So without further ado, since we already talked a little bit of strength about 八字, let's dive into our main topic today, which is to talk about Malaysia economy for 2020. Now, if you remember last time when Mahathir mentioned 2020, right? By right, this year supposed to be the year that we excel, right? In the old days, we call it Wawasan 2020, right? So I want to ask Amanda, right? Based on what you see right now in the 八字 and the Chinese metaphysics perspective, what do you think of the Malaysia economy right now?
All right, before I answer your question, Joshua, I'd like to thank some of our friends that are watching my watch party here. We have Joanne, Princeton, Chi Heng, B, Sean, Yin Yi, Tane, David Wong, some of our friends here. Thank you for watching us.
Yeah.
They even put the word value there. All right, answering your question, Wawasan 2020, it was definitely a very good vision to have. It was started how many? I still remember that was how many years? 20, 30 years ago. Unfortunately, it is still very far from that kind of vision, probably due to the change of how they say political party, so change of agendas or change of so-called focus along the way. But definitely, okay, in terms of metaphysics, how it affects economy, maybe let me explain a little bit. So in the next few years, in fact, it will be a major change of, I would say, a period, a Feng Shui period. Every 20 years, there is a big change of a Feng Shui period.
Okay.
So the next few years, there will be, I say, major change, but now is the transition period. That's when during the transition period, also the economic cycle, also you will see a big swap. So we are definitely, you see the Dow Jones market was really so-called overheated then. It was just any point of time then. So with this kind of a COVID situation, definitely it actually spur it off. And when it besides the Feng Shui, let's also on the other metaphysics study, which we look at the 八字, that means coming back to that, basically there are three types of lucks. Let me explain a little bit. Heaven, man, and earth. Just now I talk about Feng Shui. That is actually the earth luck. We talk about the switch of energy in the earth environment. So that is every 20 years. So now talking about this so-called COVID situation, this is actually more of heaven luck. So it's actually definitely heaven's doing. So across board, everywhere around the world, we are affected by this so-called plague, this coronavirus thing. In fact, from the study of metaphysics, every 60 years, there's this so-called 庚子 year, this year in classical Chinese wording. They never change it. Of course, we write the Chinese year in a different manner now, but this is the traditional writing 庚子. That's how we actually study 八字, all right? Destiny analysis, those pillars. All right, this year pillar actually, it denotes actually diseases. All right, so we already known it from the very beginning, but of course, I do not want to frighten my clients that much. I just ask them to be cautious. Defensive measure is going to be worse off than last year. Hopefully, they have taken heed of my advice. In fact, some of them who wanted to change job, I told them, please do not do so, because as we all know, The last in will be the first one to go out. Last in, first out when it comes to retrenchment. That is the general policy.
Last in, first out. Oh, very good point. It's
It
true.
It is a very, because I've been through, maybe you're too young for that. I've been through that era in the 80s, in the 90s, when there's retrenchment, all right, during the so-called financial crisis due to the Forex, those days, that is the terminology used in corporate. Last in, first out. That means if you were the last one to be hired in, you were the first one to be chopped. That's what I advise my clients. Do not change your job at this moment. It's definitely not a good move because of this kind of economic situation. Hopefully, they take heed of my advice. So if they have not, so probably they will be really worrying now, right? I guess you're too young to heard about the terminology. It's nothing new.
Well, I did been through crisis, but to tell the truth, at that time, I'm not working yet. So I'm not worried, when you're not working, who cares about economic crisis? It seems like not my problem, right? So, but right now, I really can feel it myself, as a business owner as well. So are you saying that this year, it is a defensive year so that we can help our audience to understand better? So it's about defensive, it's about restructuring, it's about developing ourselves, is it? Is that correct?
Yes, because as an employee, besides the point of last in, first out, if you were the boss, there's a few employees for you to choose to keep. Who would you choose? Definitely the one who will be able to add more value to the company. Those will be the people that you will keep. Therefore, I will ask employees to sharpen your skill. So enhance your skill, add more value to the company. And instead of asking, what can the company offer me? Instead, what can you offer the company? What value can you add into the company for the company to keep you? And the other way around, as business owner, it is a time to reflect on our business nature. What value do we provide to our clients? How can we add value to them? Otherwise, our clients will go for the next alternative. Other competitors, if they're able to provide value-added services at par, at the same price, they will go for the value-added services. So it is the same. So value-added is the keyword here in the current situation.
So it's about to reflect ourselves and also reflect how our business and services can help the people around us or even our boss. It's really about the value. Come to the most bottom line is that even that you're working for a company, is how you make yourself indisposable by your boss, so that you really are value added in the company, and your boss has no choice but to keep you because you add too many values to the company. So it's really about value.
Exactly. So, and another thing is, okay, let me ask you back a question. Because when I send this message to some of my friends to ask them to watch us on live, I actually put a very captivating title. Do you want a quick fix and tips for this current economy? Reason is because I actually want to attract them to actually watch. Let me ask you, do you notice what is the most sellable food item in supermarket? The first thing that everybody grabs in these circumstances during MCO?
I'm not sure whether my answer is correct or not, but at this moment, my house is running low of instant noodle because we do take some instant noodle from time to time.
When you say running low, that means you have been keeping a lot of stock on that, right?
Yeah. Initially was full. Right now it's almost empty already, my instant noodle.
Initially was full. Definitely, that is one of the few items that people first grab. Reason is quick fix, that's the word. Because it is convenient, fast, easy to cook at a very affordable price. Although we all knew as a fact that the nutritional value of instant noodle is very minimal, I would say almost none. But it only serves one purpose, to keep our stomach full. Right?
Not about the nutrition,
Correct. So reason is why do I actually think of that is because in my line, in my profession, is because I do come across a lot of clients. Whenever they do consult to me, they ask me, how can I have good luck? I want to have good luck. because they're so used to this so-called quick fix offer by the mass market, like, for example, can I change my name or change my telephone number? Then I will have good luck.
Is that true? Because I heard people say that change the name lah, change the number lah, change your car plate lah, even handphone number also need to change.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, because there is this kind of demand for quick fix, naturally there's a supply to actually make them happy. And at a very affordable price, which for convenience sake, everybody will grab it easy because it's so affordable, so convenient. I don't need to do anything. Just change my name, just change my iPhone number. Let me tell you, as a matter of fact, it doesn't change your luck. Why the name changes started about is from ancient time, when the emperor sometimes like you or wherever, is a privilege. The emperor will give you a new name because your old name wasn't really very nice, pleasant, probably due to the parents not very educated, a lot of illiterate that time. So the emperor give you a new name. So it's considered good luck, auspicious name. You see, everything the emperor give you at the time, very auspicious, very, very good luck. And then, of course, the other thing is telephone number and whatnot. Also, that is also much later. Yeah. But I have come across when I ask them, does it really help you? Of course, I know as a fact it doesn't change a lot, but they say, yeah, well, after changing, I feel much better. How would I answer that is probably it boosts your confidence and your courage. I say when we talk about luck just now, I talk about the earth luck, where is the Feng Shui. I talk about the heaven luck, where I say now the global phenomenon, this is so-called the heaven luck. That is the man luck that I'm talking about. So when you change your name or change your telephone number, psychologically you think, yes, my luck has changed for better. So I have more confidence. I will go out for it. I'll have courage to take the step. So that is the man action pack. It boosts that kind of luck a little, but not because of the name change. It's because of your confidence issue and your courage. Do I answer your question?
Okay, let's help our audience to understand. Because Amanda, I really believe what Amanda said just now is come very true to my heart as well. Sometimes, and actually a lot of times, I look at how Malaysians do things, right? Even in the property market, people want fast money. People want quick fix. And that's why in the property market, right, people go for what? People go for cashback. So gone are the days people are going for fundamentals of the properties. They go for fast cash because there are some irresponsible property speakers out there. Well, I don't mention names, to teach people to get huge debt, huge debt and get the cashback. And with the cashback on hand, quick fix again, they go and buy some luxurious car. And this is a very, very wrong concept because personally, I think and feel and I believe that property market, it is always a long-term game. It's not a quick game to get fast cash right now, because those people who do fast cash right now, they got themselves indebted with huge debt right now, they are suffering right now. Some of them luckily have the 6 months deferment plan. If not, I can foresee a lot of all these investors, right, will go into bankruptcy. So it's something very true to me. Quick fix for Malaysia, we really need to change of this thinking. I believe as Malaysian, as a country to grow, we really need to start about thinking about adding more value to more people. So by adding more value, it also means that we have to work harder. We have to spend more time develop ourselves, right? I show you the so-called what is behind the scene in order to add value. So in your opinion, right, Amanda, how can Malaysians add value? Where can they start with? Because add value is a very big word, how can they start?
Definitely it started with ourselves, with themselves, is enhancing their own skill to be a better person. For example, when I do reading for some of my clients, I tell them, okay, it is good to do some investment because I see that they have certain so-called monetary luck on investment side. But most of them will tell me, I don't know how to invest. For God's sake, you can actually learn. If you don't know how to invest, then you learn. Either there are so many so-called gurus out there, either learn from property investment from people like Joshua, or if you want to invest on stock, there's also stock investment lessons, and or if not, the easiest one is go for unit trust, because there's a so-called a professional fund manager to manage the funds for you. But a lot of people just simply use the word lazy or not bother to really upgrade or find out more information. They will just tell me, I don't know how to invest. That's a very common answer. Like I say, and also there will a very funny question which I frequently ask is, what industry is good for me, suitable for me? As if like, if I say that industry, the minute they actually join the industry, they will be successful. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that, you know. Even babies also, they can't walk when they're born. They still have to learn to walk. Even though by joining the industry, if you do not know how to manage the business, you wouldn't be successful also. If you don't even know how to manage your staff, you don't know how to recruit the right staff, you get what I mean? This is also one of the reasons why I start my profiling for success classes. Besides teaching parents to manage the children, is actually to teach them to select the right person for the right job. Obviously, you can't hire an introvert for a sales marketing job. It's definitely a wrong fit, which I've seen it very often. It's a wrong fit and the person will not last and the effect is not there. And even though you get, and some of my business clients, they do actually get me to help them select the staff, all right? Even though I managed to help them to select the staff, they will come back to tell me, this staff, okay, but then a bit funny. Well, even though I got the right staff for you, I still need to know how to manage and motivate them. Back to the basics, I would say. That is what I say. If you do not know, you have to learn. You cannot just thinking that, okay, like I say, no more quick fix. By joining the industry, naturally, I'll be successful. It doesn't work like that. I'm sure you and I also, we have put in a lot of effort to learn. I'm sure you have put in a lot of effort to learn about this property investment. That's why you are able to teach them. You have been able to conduct a class and teach your students how to invest. I have attended one or two of your workshops. I remember very well. You even teach them how to compare apple to apple when they were to make some choice to pick up some property to invest in. That is basically, I would say, some of the things that we all have to really put an effort into it to learn and sharpen our skill in order to add value.
True. Let me ask a question that I believe a lot of audience would like to know. Is there a possibility turnaround of this economy, and when do you foresee will be the date? or let's say the month, don't say date. Like, how long will this take?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, of course, it has to start with first the COVID ending first. It will not be so soon. Easily, things will be much better in control easily in June itself.
I see.
To be better controlled.
Okay.
But then the damage that is done will not be so-called restored in a month or two time. Because it is already a recession. Because the domino effect is a very huge thing. Many businesses are going to be really impacted, especially those that doesn't really have the cash flow, like you say. But luckily, a government actually stepped in to help with the deferment plan, at least for 6 months. The employees, a lot of people do not have to worry about the so-called commitments on the housing loan, on the car loans kind of thing. At least for the next 6 months, we have some so-called flexibility. But in order for the economy to really climb back, it will easily another year's time. So I will foresee that it will only started to turn around to be better easily by end of next year. So sorry to say that it will not be a miracle in just the next few months, especially companies that are cash tight. They will really, it's really a very tough time for them.
Well, my mentor said this before. He said, the money is still within the market. Is that correct? Because the money doesn't disappear. It doesn't disappear out of the thin air. It is still in the market. But the only thing is that now the behavior has changed. the money has shifted from different industry to different industry. And I can see a lot of my friends and family all going online, including myself. I used to do a lot of offline training. We never really pay too much attention into online, but right now we're all at home, very free. So the money has been shifted from one place to one place. What is your opinion about that, Amanda?
Okay, definitely from the metaphysics, the butter chart of this year, money is still there. Although it's not a lot, it is still there. And it's just that I say people are hoarding it because of a lot of uncertainty. People dare not use the money. That is the reason why the economy is not moving as it was. And because of the current situation, that's why definitely there will be a shift to the technology online platform, is because you can't go out. You have no choice. Even if you were to purchase some items, you have to get it online. That's why one of my friend, who is also my client, so I say, good luck. So a lot of people recently, his posts go viral, if you know who I'm talking about. All right. So it's actually, of course, coming back to what is good luck. Good luck is when opportunity knocks on your door, you are prepared. For example, he is prepared. He already has his online website portal, everything ready. He even have taught his clients how to order his product online. And he has been all the while positioning his product as an immune booster. It boosts up the immune system. As you see now in this current situation, definitely that is one of the most sought after product. This is what I call good luck. And of course, also he shifted to the house with a good Feng Shui, which is chosen by me. So like I say, friends started to ask him, I would say that will actually boost up the earth luck, then the heaven luck, because of the kind of COVID thing. And he himself as a man up, he is prepared online with all this ready platform. That's why when all these things, like I say, the formula to success at times when I show to my clients before I do any reading with them, is the formula to success is when these three luck overlaps each other: heaven, man, and earth. When this overlaps, that is the formula to success. Like you say, how prepared are you? If you are prepared online now, definitely you are on the way to success. Like you're on the webinar now, you are able to teach your classes online. So you are halfway there, I would say, compared to those who do not even know how to operate that.
I think based on what Amanda said, I learned about two things. Based on what you said just now, I think one thing is that when you are prepared, when you have good cash flow right now, right? In fact, right now is the best time for you to pick the best deal in the market, whether it's a property market, whether it's a stock market, because everything got at least 50% discount, potentially, of whatever that you buy and invested into. Even public mutual or even public mutual and all those things, right, is also cheaper right now because you invested in a discounted rate, right? Is that correct?
You are absolutely right. In fact, I have been preparing for this. Well, I'm not so bothered whether I still can do some online consult, although I cannot physically go out to do house Feng Shui consult because I cannot go from the house. I have no plans because I'm happily sitting monitoring my stocks market. In fact, I can easily make more money from the stocks market right now because I am prepared. So it's actually a good timing to pick up stocks if you have the cash with you.
I'm also waiting for some of my stocks to bounce back, where I enter into a position to wait until it bounce back as well. So by looking at the current situation. And then talking about second thing that I learned from Amanda just now, it is about adapting to change. So for our visitors, for our audience here, right, this is, I believe, is a very, very important word. Do type in the chat box and type change, one word, change. Because you talk about we have to change. Like right now, a lot of business owners at home, a lot of us already went into online and do some adding value for people. This is about adapting to change, It's not about the time to sit still and watch TV and play games. It is a time to develop ourselves, excel, learn a new skill, and even shift our business from to online or any other business that can help you to make money right now. Is that true?
You are absolutely right. In fact, I was trying to share some online platform with some friends because it's easy to go online. meeting. Sometimes when you visit, invite them for some networking sessions, because physically, you know, there will be a lot of excuses, it's far or whatsoever. So naturally, like I say, they are actually eliminating some opportunities. And if it's online also, they do not take the effort. What else? What else can you do? You are not even helping yourself, you know, when there is opportunity. I say, these are opportunity. So like I say, it still boils down to man can make the difference. One third, heaven, man, and earth. I always preach these three things: heaven, man, and earth. So if you don't play your part, you are definitely not at a very good so-called circumstances now. Heaven now is definitely not helping you, I say, with this kind of a COVID thing. All right. So it's very much depending on yourself and the earth, the environment that you have in. But environment, I say, because we have limited so-called mobility now, the only thing that we can make use of is the online platform.
So when you say men, right, it also applies to women, right?
Of course, when I say men, it's people, right? Not gender-based, okay? Not gender-based.
Okay, all right. So that means we have to add value and we have to play our part to increase our value that add to others. Now, let's go into the second topic about property market. This is a hot topic right now. What do you think is a property market right now, you know, in your perspective?
Okay, as according to the so-called Bazi chart of this year, there are a lot of earth in the chart. Yes, that means there's a lot of property. It's still one of the most stable assets to have, but it's very slow moving. So like you say, definitely it's a buyer's market. So this is a good time for you to really choose and pick the one that you like. Unlike those during the property boom time, remember? I don't know whether you come across that. You have to line up overnight. People have to queue overnight just to buy a house. I'm not sure whether you experience that. But now it's the other way around. There's a lot of offers, direct rebates from a property developer. It's really a buyer's market. You can really choose and pick. If you don't know, learn or get expertise, help from people like Joshua to help you choose the right property. But definitely, that I say again, no quick fix. That means it's no longer for those flip. Like when during the property boom time, you just buy the property when it's ready in a year or two, you just flip it and sell accordingly, you make the money. It's no longer those kind of game now. All right, it's definitely for you to buy and hold it for longer term. Definitely in long run, the asset will appreciate, the property will appreciate, but definitely over a long-term period.
So right now, just to explain the terms of buyer's market, so some people are new to this wording. So buyer's market means there are more opportunities for buyer. So that means if you come in as a buyer or you come in as an investor, this is a good time if you have good cash flow. So however, if you don't have good cash flow right now, so this is the time for restructuring to replan your loan or even save your bank loan interest, which is my current focus right now, to restructure my loan and to minimize the bank loan interest I pay to the bank. So for those of you who are learning, who want to learn, you can of course stay tuned with Coach Joshua Lee, our web page here, page site. From time to time, we will invite different experts. Like this week, we invite Amanda to come and share about the property market. So in your opinion, right, when do property market has a good chance for us to sell our property? I think a lot of investors would like to know this answer as well.
When is a good timing to sell?
Yeah, with a good price, of course.
Definitely not this year.
Not this year. Okay.
Definitely not this year.
Which year will you foresee it will be?
Well, honestly, when I do this kind of forecast, I did it on a year-to-year basis. Because what you do now will determine the future. This is what I always advise my clients. They'll ask me, what are the next 10 years? What will happen when I see the luck? Because I always explain to them, you have your overall luck, permanent, then you have your every 10 years luck, then you have your annual luck. Some of them are very anxious. The next 10 years, I'll tell them, make sure this current 10 years is this I have mentioned, and specifically this year, focus on this year, because what you do now will change the future.
True. So I also believe that there is no so-called, actually any time also can invest in property one, because I have seen the market for some time. So at any market, even in a booming market, there will always be people who wants to sell high, people who always want to sell low as well. So at any point of time, when the market moves, right, there will also people selling at the lower end, that means at a discount rate as well. But the key point here is to keep our momentum, is to keep our learning attitude, to grabs the opportunity when there are such deal in the market. So it is about taking action. So because when I look at Malaysians, a lot of us like to be a keyboard warrior, you know, so we always complain this, complain that, where we never really look into ourselves how we can improve. So I believe, Amanda, do you have any advice on our Malaysians? Rather than we complain, you know, we look at the negative things, right? What else can we do as Malaysians to help us grow as a country?
Definitely a positive mindset. Look at more on the bigger picture, macro view. Don't think about just yourself. What can you benefit from these circumstances? How can you help others also? Ask this, what value, again back to the same thing. What value can you add to others? It brings back, it's a cycle, you know, it will come back to you. If you are the one that who's always thinking of, I need help, who is coming to help me, and sitting there not doing anything, the whole ecosystem doesn't work. It has to flow from one to another, one big cycle. In fact, I would like to ask you back this question. Definitely, like you say, in any circumstances, there will always be buyers and sellers in whatever assets. So it depending on, like say, different situation, different strategies to be applied. Since you are the property expert, let me ask you, as a property investor, what is the direction of investment strategy that you can advise the audience in the current situation or in this year?
Well, I have two answers for you. Okay, so one is about how you invest. Okay, what is the strategy that involved, and another thing is also about restructuring whatever that you have right now. So let's look at number one. So definitely this year is to buy properties with renter. Don't go and buy any properties that you hope going to sell within the next 6 months or 1 year. Because like what Amanda said, right, it is not a flipper game right now. That means you cannot buy and sell it immediately with a good price. So it is a rental game right now. It is a defensive game. If you look at the fundamentals, there are still deals out there that can still generate good cash flow to your account. Whether even though at this market, you know, they still give you positive cash flow, means after you pay the loan, they still give you more money into your pocket every single month. So if it give you cash flow even at this juncture, what have you going to be afraid of? So that is a strategy right now. So this year, it is a keeper game. It is about rental game. That is about property selection. That's one. Second thing, about those portfolio that you already have. Because the market is uncertain, we are not sure when the bank interest will go up again. At the moment, it's down. So leverage on this situation to look at certain mortgage management scheme, right? A system that can help you to reduce your bank interest of up to 75%, or even save your tenure from 30 years to 7 years out time. I'll give you an example. Let's say you have a 400,000 loan. With this mortgage management system, you can reduce the interest that you pay to the bank, right? From 240,000, reduce to half to only 120,000. That means that you save 120,000 for a small property like 400,000, the interest that you're paying to the bank, which is a lot of money, you know. So earning money from properties are not just about buying. It is also about managing our risk, reducing our bank loan interest that we pay to the bank. So in a way, that mortgage system also allows us to shorten from 30 years to shorten it until 7 years, leverage on this low interest right now to quickly pay off the bank so that in 7 years' time, you have full passive income. Can you imagine 7 years from now, you have one fully paid property that can generate net cash flow? Let's say a 400,000 can generate you 2,000 cash flow, it will be net income to your pocket every single month. So that's what I suggest everyone to do about investing renters property, first one. Second one is to reduce bank loan interest of up to 75% or reduce the tenure to 7 years. Hope we answer your question, Amanda. Yeah, this is my two strategies right now.
Thank you for sharing with the audience and our friends here. Definitely a very good advice for people who may have interest in the property.
Cool.
Right. Is there
So
any questions that do you see any of our friends there typing any questions that they would like us to answer?
why don't we open for questions from the floor? See
Yes,
any questions from
yes,
the floor that we can help you to answer while we have already
yes.
spoken for about 50 minutes. Yeah? So
Yeah.
let's look for any questions in the chat box so that we can answer live. Yeah. So you can type your questions, whether you want to direct the question to our Feng Shui expert Amanda, or you want to ask about specific about property questions to me, and you're welcome to ask questions. So if you feel that your questions will need more time to answer, well, I think I may need to ask Amanda help maybe to help another session potentially for our audience, just to be very specific in one large topic. Let's see whether we have any such topic or not. Then we can tap on Amanda's time to help more people to improve during this time. So while we are waiting for questions, maybe we already talked about two main topics about today. One is about economy. Second one is about property market. What can we do right now? I think third thing, I would like to re-emphasize of what we can do as men or women. We already talked about add value. We also talk about more personal development. And Amanda also talking about more positive attitude to keep these three. That means we have to do action right now. We have to learn and develop ourselves. At the same time, we have to keep a very good mindset and positive mindset. Personally, I would like to share the way I keep a positive mindset is to do meditation. In fact, if you open Facebook, if you open TV, all negative news, like every day I'm looking at the COVID chart as well. So the chart has been going up and up. It's like looking at the stock market going up and up every day, the numbers. So Malaysia numbers also going up. So to help us to cope about all this negativity in the market, what I do is I do meditation. So I'm not sure, Amanda, you have any tips to share with our audience, how to keep our mind calm and how to, develop ourselves right now. Any good
I
suggestion?
am definitely one of a believer in meditation. I did meditation a lot, especially now even more, at least once a day. It definitely helps us to keep ourselves calm, our posture, and also a positive mindset. It also helps to clear the energy, because the current situation is partly manifested due to fear factor. Fear not just by the economy, by the government, by a lot of things. So in fact, some of it is blown up of proportion by fearing. That's why people start hoarding sanitizer. I can understand. But for goodness sake, why are they hoarding toilet papers? It's so ridiculous. Don't they know that they can wash it off if they do not have paper? Why are they holding toilet paper? So it is just ridiculous. So this is the kind of energy which is not right. And there's no need to hoard. The supermarkets are open, the markets are open, you can still buy your groceries as normal. If you hoard, it is actually worse off. The kind of energy that is sent out is actually not good at all, very, very negative. So meditation is one way that I use to help myself. And of course, the other thing is reading some positive, spiritual, so-called books. That is also another method. And of course, to further upgrade ourselves, enhance our skill, there are a lot of webinars, especially now a lot of people like to add value, a lot of free webinars. Learn to go on webinar. It's not so difficult after all. It's the first time I'm doing a webinar interview, so it's not that difficult after all. So these are some of the things that we can do so to actually help to calm our mind and also to continue to be positive.
Okay, so let me rephrase what Amanda has said. So one thing Amanda mentioned about positive mind is about meditation. Second thing is to read some books. So some good books around. This is the time to finish the book that you bought 5 years ago, but you haven't read before, not even one page. So this is the time to read the book that you have bought but never read. I know a lot of people buy books but never read one. They just want to keep the book. It looks smart, just on the bookshelf. So the second thing. The third thing is about, attending some webinar, whatever it is that can help you to develop yourself and add value. And I know a lot of my friends and family are going to online marketing. So they start to learn how to market online and how to build their business online. So these are some of the things that you also can take on to learn, not just about property, not just about Feng Shui. It can be also some interest that you may have. Perhaps you want to get a new hobby that you're always passionate about, but you have no time to do previously. And maybe this is the time to add value to your family by spending more time with them, by building connection. And since you have nowhere to go, you have to talk to your loved ones, have a chat, have a meaningful quality conversation with them. So this is the best time to, to do all this when we have the time. So we have a question in the chat box by Eve Lee. So Eve mentioned it is a cash market now, but how about getting loan from the bank for new property? Wow. Okay. So I believe this question directed to me. How to get loan from the bank? Okay, very easy. First thing first, it is a cash market right now. Actually, it's not true. The banks still want to make money. Can you imagine? Now 6 months, the bank has not earned any interest. There's no cash flow coming from the bank side. If you look at the bank's perspective, they want more business. In fact, I received more calls from the bank asking me whether I want to take up the cash on call, some interest that they can give you. They give you cash from the credit card, or you need some personal loan. So that means the bank still want business. The point is not about whether you want, it's about how you get your loan prepared so that the bank will give you the loan. So it's to educate yourself, is to know how to calculate your loan quota, or even you have to manage your loan portfolio to beautify it. So this one I cannot answer you because it's a very general question. Definitely, if we normally do a normal consultation or I teach my students, I will look at their secrets report. I will look at their own personal commitment, how much is their income and the debt and so forth, right? Only then we can advise what to restructure, what to clear it off so that we can make your so-called loan quota look more beautiful in the bank's eye so that the banks will loan you money. So the question is to how to let the banks love me. So you have to know what the banks want. So by restructuring your loan, by educating yourself, you can get banks loan. Okay, so hope I answer your question, Eve. So I'm not sure. So right now, we are still waiting for other questions. Is there any advice that we would like to give to our audience today? I think we have given tons how we add value and positivity and all those.
Yes.
Anything else you want to add on?
Well, basically, I think enough for today, because if I say more, I think they will get a bit overloaded with information. Yes,
okay.
Yes.
So I think we will keep it until 4 p.m. Another 3 minutes to go while we are waiting for more questions from the floor. And we still have 3 more minutes with you guys. Do ask us questions. Do leverage on this time to ask our expert here how to get that. Now, since some of us come and ask me, even my own so-called students, they come and approach me whether they should get the 6 months loan deferment. Okay, so all of us very happy, right, when we look at that. So I have 2 answers for this, yes and no. Depends on your current situation. If you are a business owner, or or you've been fired and you have no cash flow right now, you have no income coming in, I would say yes, take on the 6 months loan deferment ban by the banks, because it helps you to no need to pay to the bank for the next 6 months, to help you to save cash flow so that you can prepare for yourself to be on your feet again. So that's one. Second one, if you still have good cash flow coming in, and you are not affected by this economy, you can consider continue paying the bank for the next 6 months. Why? Because the 6 months deferment, right, is not free interest. There's no free thing in the market. It means 6 months later, right, the 6 months interest that you haven't paid, it will still be loaded into your account and make your outstanding balance become more. So to answer your question, if you have cash flow problem, then you can opt-in. No need to pay to the bank for 6 months. But if you can pay the bank, if you're not affected by this economy at all, please pay the bank. And in fact, leverage on this time to save your bank loan interest by paying a little bit more principal, which I will share more in the coming so-called live webinar, right, to share with people how to save the interest up to 75% so that you can leverage the low interest right now, which is about less than 4%, to quickly pay off your loan. It's the best time to restructure right now. So hope I answer your questions about loan deferment plan. Yes and no, depends on your situation. So we only have 1 more minute to go. Amanda, would you have any more things to add to our audience? Any advice that you still want to add to Malaysians? Any good tips for them?
Okay. The only thing is, okay, this session is in English. Tonight, I'll be having a session in Mandarin, Cantonese at 9 o'clock. I will be posting the site there later on my Facebook to watch out on that. If you missed the earlier part of it, then of course it will be a different thing. It is hosted by one of our very popular Tao Yan. All right, is in Cantonese. Is inviting me for a talk about Feng Shui, 来聊聊 Feng Shui. 9 o'clock tonight. So I'll be posting the link there. So for you guys who can understand Mandarin and Cantonese, that will be a little different insight. He has his pre-prepared questions. So that is more for the Chinese educator audience. So if any one of you who can understand and would like to catch up more on that, more on metaphysics, that is definitely strictly on metaphysics point of view. So we will see. I will see you again tonight at 9 o'clock.
What is your Facebook page? You know, so that our audience can know right now. You can tell them straight away. Your Facebook page. Facebook or you can type in the group so that they will know. Or I help you type also can.
Yes, okay. Yeah. Let me see. Okay, because you're hosting it, yeah.
Or I can help you type if you want. What is your...
Okay, please. My Facebook page. I will post it into my first personal Feng Shui. So it is my personal book. You tag me. This is on what it is. You just tag me. Can you tag me?
Okay. Or you can type in the chat group. So if you cannot find Amanda's Facebook page, you can also go into her personal Facebook as well.
Personal Facebook, yes.
Yeah. I think she will announce there as well.
Facebook, yes.
Yeah. Look for Amanda Leong at Facebook. Add her as a friend. I believe she's a very good friend that you can have on your Facebook list. So you can add her there and stay tuned for her Mandarin version of Feng Shui 聊聊看, is it? 风水聊聊看.
Yes, my Facebook page is actually Facebook through Amanda Leong FS. FS for Feng Shui.
Amanda Leong FS, yeah? Okay,
yes,
I have it to type. So go to the Facebook page at Amanda Leong FS to get in touch with Amanda today at 9 p.m. And well, I think today's topic is about how to serve and ride through this way. Let me do a summary. To serve and ride through this way, the only way is to add value to more people. And to add more value to more people, you have 3 things that you need to do. First thing, you can develop yourself, learn a new skill. Second thing, be positive. And we also mentioned that right now, you can even do some meditation, right, to help yourself to stay a calm mind and to be positive all the time. Third time, to do something, to do some engagement with the people close to you. Do some engagement with your family and friends. And this is the best time to cash out with your children that you have not seen for a long time. It's the best time to build a quality time with your wife, with your spouse. And with these 3 things is how we serve and ride through this way. Remember, it is always about adding more value. Malaysians, please take note. Rather than complain, rather than be a keyboard warrior, please do something for yourself. Don't depend on the economy. Don't depend on the government. Always look at, as a man or as a woman, how can you add more value to more people? And with that, this will definitely help you to serve and ride through this way. So thank you, Amanda, again for being with us today. And I hope everyone has a good time with Amanda. And really thank you for sharing your expertise. And I'm sure we are going to invite you next time again to share on certain topics. And thank you again. And thank you for our audience who stay with us for the past 1 hour. Hope you get some insights into this to go through this COVID-19 situation. Thank you, everyone. Bye, Amanda.
Thank you, Joshua. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.